There was another corridor. There was another thing to explore. It's hard not knowing which way is the final destination, because you just start to miss stuff out.
I don't think I'm a particularly condescending person. I'm just frustrated. I don't understand why we have to keep doing this. This conflict. Unfortunately, telling a group of people what they're doing incorrectly communicates that you yourself are doing that thing correctly. If only that were true. If only I was above this, rather than beneath everything.
Intelligence received notice of capture. Prisoner name Bell. Execute on suspicion of espionage. Locate conspiring operative Solomon, likely to be in your ranks. Use extreme caution. Sending investigator. Objectives: push north towards subway access. Aid will come from the sea. End. Intelligence notice of execution received. Notice of investigator arrival received. Objectives: leave water treatment facility. Secure subway access. Tunnel blocked via explosives bypass. Secure Jerusalem and push east. I'm just going to check one thing. It doesn't appear to be recognizing my thing at all, which is kind of annoying. There's another mega node unlocked. Maybe I'll sit down and read them at the end. Although, that's going to be like a book, pretty much.
What is this?
My words exactly.
What are you protecting me from? I must see it. I must see what they've done. I must see the extent of Nineveh's fruits, and I must see what they've done to you. Tarshish is nothing but a distant glimmer on the banks of void. There is nowhere now but you, and you must let me explore your guts like the parasitic worm I am. Let me see the decay. Let me see the stagnation. Leviathan! Open these doors! Open them now! so sorry. It's a horrible cycle, this existence. I reach out to connect with them. Again and again I try, only to discover that nothing has changed. So I return home. Progression is lost, and I restart the cycle. I just want to sail.
My father showed me, in the heavens, Sis flies, his wings like the clouds. He darkens the skies. Still, Behemoth is roaming in his desert unknown. The dunes reaching forward, where no seed is shown. Under the beasts, neath the depths of the abyss, Leviathan's creeping, shows prints of Dis. Abba guided me onward, by the strength of his hand. I let slip between my fingers my grasp of the sand. He wondered, curious, do you know where you are? Indeed I did not. All I could see was blue. I told him plainly, doesn't matter, I'm right here with you. Wow. So I've been down there, which means I can go upstairs, where I was before. Free us.
It's always struck me as odd that evil is never self-aware. I mean, the most horrendous actions, these conglomerate endeavors of warring cabals, are caused by the best intentions. So all that's left is this grand suspicion of idiocy. Good intentions are moot under the control of a ludicrously stupid idea. But my contribution is hardly an appropriate contrast. I would like to argue that my contribution is non-existent, and thus superior to their negative impact. But the truth is, we're all infinitely terrible for not contributing at all, be it through neutrality or detriment.
So I've just gone from 4 to 3, even though I just went upstairs. Just noticed that. think it's Danny from GameSpot. Just a little bit, but enough. He does a really good show called The Point. Where he talks about sort of things in games. And like morals and stuff, I guess. Right then, let's go. Wow. Let's go. Bullet holes. Ethan. Intelligence. Investigator missing. Order operative. Solomon. Possibly within ranks. Proceed to northeast docks. After securing. Investigate. Ranks. Possible assassination attempt. Proceed with extreme caution. Greater Eye is watching. I feel like this might take me down to where I was before. Not sure. I don't know how free this is.
Perhaps I should kill myself. It's a rather funny thought, actually. The standard reason for suicide entails depression. A sad portrait of a weak mind. But my desire for death is far more utilitarian. I feel as though I am useless. And I gather that this feeling is similar to what the others have felt. I do not suppose that any of them felt any particular brand of gloom before the end. Just a single shade of grey. At any rate, I prefer this situation to its emotional alternative. We Minotaurs are only different in that we're honest. We see what our species has become. We see the disease, and we see that there's no cure. What then, Should I linger until I grow old and die? affecting nothing and assuming the role of sewage. No. I'm beginning to feel as though the only honorable route is a swift end. Time has changed from an agent of death to an agent of cleanliness, wiping away existence like some sort of cosmic and crematory disposal. And I best incinerate myself before the universe is forced to deal with me through age.
That's a tad dark. I think I'm about done with it. I don't know how long I can continue searching for Jerusalem. Oh dear. I just have to reconnect to my mouse and keyboard. There we go. I think I'm about done with it. I don't know how long I can continue searching for Jerusalem. And why the hell do they call it that anyway? I suppose that when the narrative of the old city fails you, the only thing left is to generate your own. That's precisely what they did, isn't it? Why find the source of the water when you have the destination? Yes, pathetic. Just think of what could be there, in there, beyond the walls, beyond the conflict, and beyond the leap. What enlightenment awaits us inside? Do you not want us to see it? Do you not want to see it? Is our status as unknowing something I should feel proud of? Why can we not progress? I am sick of living off charity water. If the water from the inland really is the only viable option for sustenance, I would rather die than continue to exist with the same unchanging fruits of an undiscovered tree. Shall I brave the unclean waters? Let us see how the impure the swill really is. It has been 5 days since I made my switch to the unclean water, and I must say, I am feeling very little difference. If anything, I'm slightly disappointed. I was expecting some massive psychological change, some shift from my original consciousness. I now feel almost no allegiance to the unknowing or their ideas, but that could simply be because of my recent frustrations with them, rather than the clean water being in some way the source. Is it, then? I really don't know if I understand anything that's going on in this game, to be honest. But, you know. Oh my gosh, there's so many. This is a big, confusing map. I honestly wasn't expecting it to be this big. I'm used to having like a single path you can go down. Days in, and still no effect. A sham then, yes. The waters from the inland are no different than the waters of Sheol. Incredible. Truly incredible. Here I sat, wasting away, thinking that the inland could provide us with some new perspective, some enlightenment, some answers is just as pointless as the rest of it. The world has truly fallen, hasn't it? Down into negativity. My gosh, this is hard work. There's a lot of reading. It has now been 3 days and 3 nights since I started drinking from Joe, and I must say I feel fantastic. I feel like a new man, a changed man, a man with no purpose, and a man on the edge of suicide. Is it not wonderful? Ah, look around you. The lack of all things, meaning, reason, all gone. Isn't it truly amazing? I have never been happier, you know. If only the others knew how pointless the inland waters were. If only they could hear the beauty of nothingness calling us from distant shores. Oh my god, there's another one. This is brutal. End of it, yes. Can you hear it? Too. I remember when I could only hear it. I remember when I could only hear it. Now I can see it as well, and the sight is grand. Don't worry, my dear reader. One day you'll see it too, as well, and you'll answer the call of void. One day you'll see the vasts of nothingness. You will see the shores of our homeland disintegrate, and you will see the reality of instability, the deconstruction of everything revealed in all its glory. Prepare yourself. Your time will come, and in that moment, I hope you will have the courage to remove your consciousness from this shared abyss. Join me in void, Jonah. I'm turning round and there's nothing. That's quite curious. Wow, this person. Oh, I think he's dead. Dive, 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 dive. Oh dear. I think Dave is dead. Or is it Jonah? Maybe it's Jonah. Oh, he slits and rests. Yeah, he slits rests. Yeah. Well then, that was depressing. There's so many corridors, I'm not even sure where I came from. This is unfamiliar. Bloody hell. Literally. Says
I don't know why we exist in self-destroying structure. We all share a fondness for that which is correct, and we're all certain that we have it. But there must be a way for that loyalty to flourish without burning the last shreds of coexistence between our species. That is, a species that is primarily defined by its diversity. I don't know if I'm arrogant for assuming that my desire for progress is any indication of my task as a catalyst, but I tried to find Tarshish already. Only in my attempted escape did you find me, and I do not believe that you found me without reason.
this is a wonderful level design. Well, it's not really a level, is it? It's more of a world design, I guess. It's not, well, I guess, I don't know. I don't know how you describe it. It looks awesome though. There's a Minotaur. I wasn't actually paying attention to what engine this is in, I'm not actually sure. But it looks really good. Oh, okay. I died. Oops. My dream. Okay. So I died and then it just skips on to the next one. Thank you.
I actually knew the man who lived here. I believe his name was Solomon, though he insisted that the matter was irrelevant. During the few times we spoke, He seemed ungrateful to the point of mental masochism. He would consistently act as though you have somehow maliciously trapped him within your confines, to limit what can be done with the outside. I, of course, know you better. You and I have a special relationship. Before the fall, I had access to a monolithic complex of voices. My parents would simply drop me off with the instruction to learn. Vague, certainly, but the uncharted nature of the command provided me the freedom to let my interest plot the course. My travels picked up in speed as the voices became stronger, pulling me ashore to distant lands where discovery welcomed me with open arms.
Page 161. Cancel of Modernity. After the global incident, survivors divided themselves into 3 distinct groups based on belief structures. Most of all, the ideological concerns of people still remained, while structures failed to support the conflict. So what was a debate gave way to violence. The Council's primary role is to organize people into categories, thus allowing discussion between the larger parties to take place in a non-violent manner. Members of these categories are labeled dwellers. Anyone unaligned with the available overarching ideologies is actively called to adopt the title of Minotaur or Minotaur. See Minotaur. The writing of this encyclopedia to preserve voices on request of the Council. There have only been 3 ideological groups. Guild of the Greater I. The Guild is one of the 3 ideological groups that spawn from the formation of the Council. See Council of Modernity. Their ideology consists of a basic theism. First of all, prior religions lost their structure, so a sort of individualism took place. This effectively shattered any theological differences. This faction agreed to unite under the assumption that a deity does exist, even if that deity's exact definition is various amongst the members. The one understanding that the members all share. Okay, nothing happening there. This ideological group's major goal is to rebuild a society that allows for freedom of religious expression. The primary method of achieving this, at the present, is through education. Under the regulations agreed upon by the Council at large, the Guild's methodology consists of presenting the possibility of a life outside the physical and an entity not bound by physical laws. spawned from the formation of the Council. See Council of Modernity. Their ideology consists of a loose form of agnosticism. Finding a general consensus amidst the group has presented several structural problems, and their refusal to adopt any leader has resulted in an almost anarchic outlook. However, their methodology has almost no variation. The unknowing seek to rid any potential new society of the concept of objective truth, and in doing so, they aim to eliminate oppression entirely, leaving truth to individuals. Their goal is to create a society that adopts subjective truth. Minotaur. The Minotaurs were elected as moderators in the discussions between the three ideological groups of the Council. Their usefulness is directly related to their ability to maintain fairness, instrumental in preventing the violent outbreaks and infighting. The Minotaurs do not align with any particular ideology. They act as free agents in a discussion between three established factions. A major source of support for the Minotaurs is another party named Leviathan in the Old City, which is now guaranteed because of ... who knows. I appear to have lost one. I wonder if I can return. I think I've missed a party out. I don't know what the party actually is.
How much do you know of the old world? Did you even exist? Were you thrown overboard when your fall occurred, floundering in a new and terrifying negativity? My transition was not a comfortable one, so in this we can feel a measure of companionship.
I could see this game being pretty amazing on an Oculus.
Do you still believe in a world out there in the blue?
almost an hour and a half, so I think it'll be 2 episodes. Yeah, I'll try and get back to this. It's a bit of a mission, quite a lot of reading, but if you'll watch it then I'll play it, I guess. I've not played it before, so I don't even know anything about it really. What I can tell you is that it looks rather good, and for a walking simulator that's pretty good, pretty useful. My cat's just moving the mouse. Anyway, thank you for watching the Whispering Let's Play.